Hello and welcome everybody on tonight's presentation live from Germany, from where else? Switzerland, and from the United States. Hi Ryan, hi Bill. Great to have you on the call today.
Great to be here, Claudia. Welcome
Hey,
to
Claudia.
everyone.
Good to see you. Hey, Bill.
It was a good timing. All right. Well, great to have you guys on the call. And this is the CEO of Utopian Global. The logo you see in the background, and you see the CEO of a store in the background. This is Ryan Messer there. So I'm really happy for all the audience who are coming and logging in on their Saturday busy family day, yet they're coming on board on hearing that presentation. Some of the first time, some have actually been with us for some while. So great to have you all here. And my name is Claudia Eifert, and I'm going to host this presentation today together with, of course, the CEO of Store and the CEO of Utopian Global. And you're going to learn in the next few minutes about, of course, what Utopian Global is, what we do, what Store is, and what we do at Store. Of course, as I get my presentation ready to work here. So give me just 1 second. There we go. All right. So as you see that windmill, you see an oil pump, you see natural resources, all those images in the back, and you may ask yourself the question, well, why is that? Well, what we're going to talk about today is a company which is introducing Store through Utopian Global Network. Store stands for Sustainable Technology and Resource Holding, and it is a asset-backed equity token. And I have here the CEO and founder of that equity token, which I had the pleasure of meeting some time ago, and actually having the pleasure having invested in his energy fund many years ago. I think it was in 2007, and I know our CEO of Utopian Global as well back in 2003. So there's a long relationship. Of course, there, and a long backing, of course, and we right now launching that token for you. Why? Well, because it's very simple. It is you're going to get paid rewards. From what? Well, from obviously investing in the company, which invests in tangible assets. So Ryan, maybe you want to just give a little bit of a spiel about, of course, how you came to that idea. Why did you launch Store? Why do you think it is just so amazing? And yeah, just in a few words, basically, if you could just tell your story.
Sure. Yeah, no, thanks for having. That was a good intro. Yeah, it's been a long time that we've known each other for nearly 15 years, I think. Certainly for Bill, I think I met you just after. But I think the timing is incredible for this. I mean, if you look at what's happened, I mean, obviously digital currencies are not that new now. I mean, we're looking at 10 years for the advent of Bitcoin and the blockchain. But I think it's taken the last 2 years for people to really get their head around the technology and how we can leverage it and how we can use it to our advantage. I think it's still going to take some time for cryptocurrencies to develop, their particular use cases, or I guess not necessarily use cases now. It's more so adoption. But in my space, in the commercial energy space, it makes absolutely perfect sense. Actually, Bill approached me about this last year because we were, 15 months, I think, all in. I mean, obviously the business model's changed somewhat, but what works here is to leverage the growth in the energy sector and the cash flow producing nature of these assets. And some of them are capital growth, mind you, so not everything is going to be based on a pure cash flow type investment, but most of them are. So oil wells that produce 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, minus the days that they're being maintained, are producing cash flow. So while you're sleeping, these assets are generating revenue. Same with natural gas. Same with our midstream business. It doesn't stop. It doesn't sleep, and that's what I love about this sector because. Yes, things do move up. Markets do change. The price of oil and natural gas does move, but that also leads to opportunity as well. And having been in the business for nearly 20 years, my business partner over 10, some of our team members, 40 plus years in the business, we're leveraging all of our knowledge to create a niche opportunity for those who want to get involved and generate cash flow and have some capital growth along the way. And we're going to do it through tokenizing energy assets. So that's my short spiel.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm going to bring you back in a second because I have put in, of course, some slides of the people involved in store and the advisors on board with their high profiles. I mean, we're really talking about something very, very solid, rock solid foundation. And I have Bill on the call here. Hi, Bill. Bill is the obviously the CEO of Utopian Global, but also founder in Store. So, Bill, welcome to the call.
Hi, Claudia. It's great to be here. And it's great to have Ryan on the call, making himself available this Saturday morning, early morning your time, Ryan. So, yes, we've known each other a long time, going back to 2003-04. I did the investment in the energy fund, and we've had a great relationship since then. And as Ryan said, he became engaged with us even more so over the last probably 18 months because of the crypto environment, which was fantastic, Claudia.
Absolutely, I mean, you really did take a very, very brave step forward and an amazing idea, actually, which you guys have put together in bringing Store really to, of course, the public. And we had a few weeks back, actually, yes, last week as well, your director in Store of Midstream, Ryan, and I'm going to go through a little bit just those people. Maybe you want to just give a little bit of a history on, of course, what kind of high profiles you actually put in that white paper, helping you and the team and everybody, of course, to launch this fantastic business.
Sure, yeah, happy to do that. Yeah, Randall Eddington is my business partner. We currently run two businesses today. One is Source Rock, the other is BlackRock Midstream. BlackRock was actually started a year prior to well, I guess the year prior to me meeting Randall or reconnecting with Randall, because actually our relationship does go back quite a ways. He was actually the crude oil marketer for a project I had in Oklahoma going back into the mid 2000s, which is when he, got into the business. So anyway, Randall and I are joint partners in that company, and BlackRock Midstream. We currently market and blend, thousands of barrels of crude oil a day. It's a very lucrative business, and I like it because it's more of a business-to-business service-oriented organization, which is a lot different than the upstream business where I have most of my experience. So that's Randall, and he's going to run our entire midstream operation for Store, as well as other things, provide us, guidance in other areas of market movements and things like that. But so that's Randall. Are you going to flow through this?
But you also have, of course,
What else do we have there?
Yeah, so in the different phases of the project of Store, we have certainly, there's some different areas. There's some areas in mineral recovery, which is a huge project. So you have some advisors on board. So you maybe just want to run through the people you actually have in the white paper, because again, people really need to understand those are highly successful professionals. That's not a game here. They're highly successful in their in their basically field. So yeah, maybe you want to touch a little bit on that.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't know if you had them in this particular presentation. Yeah, no. In our sort of phase 2 of our business model and our strategy is to exploit. I mean, remember, Store is not only energy-based resources, but other natural resources. We're starting off as our underpinning or a foundation of the company around energy resources, but we have a tremendous project in Peru that we are currently developing. It's headed up by a guy named Robin Slaughter, who's got decades of experience in this particular business and this particular project too. So this is not new to him. This is actually his asset that he's bringing to the company for us to help develop. Also, through Robin Slaughter was introduced to us through a relationship that we've had for a long time, which is the connection between yourself, Claudia, and Bill, and that's Philip Judge, who's has wow, a tremendous history in the metals business, custodial bullion banking, runs a gold exchange traded fund, essentially called the Physical Gold Fund. And he's a good friend of ours and a fantastic advisor for what we're doing on the minerals and metals side. So that's Philip Judge, it's Robin Slaughter. There are a couple other individuals, of course, who will help manage this particular project underneath Robin Slaughter. And of course, on the energy side, I mean, I've got probably a dozen advisors. Another board member that we have on is a guy named Brad Hoffman, who ex-Fortress Capital, extensive experience in the finance industry and healthcare. Technology side, we've got Daniel Laker on the cybersecurity. We just brought on a thought leader in the tokenization of assets side, a guy named Scott Mayers, who is also, he's an American, but really one of the top thought leaders in tokenization of assets. And I think you'll hear more about this gentleman because he's really, really sharp in this particular field, and he's made it his, it's a true passion of his, but he's a big mover in this space. Of course, we have our legal advisor, Mike Miglio, who's ICO law firm, ICO Law Group. And then, of course, you know, we have all of our energy advisors, one of which is on here, Jay Stewart on the geology side. And of course, you know, each project has its own team as well. So a project like, for instance, the one that you guys went out and visited at the end of last year, you met Pete. He's a geologist. His brother Glenn's an engineer who runs the project. They've been involved since 2003 on this particular project and know it forwards and backwards. But with that team comes petroleum engineering, comes geophysicists, comes geology, comes accounting. So, you know, our team goes far beyond what's in the white paper because, again, each project, you know, I don't pretend to be the expert in every single asset. So I look for talented people that are tied to projects that I know are executable. And so that's what we've done with Store.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for that little bit of an overview. I mean, that's really good. And yes, we certainly had a great trip there with some of the members to some of them, it's the first time to actually stand on a real proper income producing asset. And that one, of course, is income producing, I believe, since 80 years, something like that, which, of course, most people, it's something foreign to them that something can produce so long cash flow. So that was really great. And that's really what we're doing, or what you're doing with Store. It's defeating large problems. And that is, of course, the global population, the rapid increase, the lack of energy, the extreme demand for power. And as you said in the prior meetings, oil is still, of course, even though there is alternative energy out there, oil is still very much, of course, in use. And it's, I mean, it mainly basically, or you made a comparison the other presentation, that yes, we have the solar, yes, we have other sources, but oil is still the most used or profitable, right?
It is, and I think for a long time, I mean, look, I'm a big proponent of all of the above strategy, right? So when it comes to vehicles, I'm all for let's generate less emissions. I'm for electric vehicles. I'm for compressed natural gas running vehicles. Of course, I think they're probably going to lose the battle because moving compressed natural gas around is very difficult and slightly dangerous. So I think electric vehicles will take market share from crude oil, you know, refined crude oil burning vehicles. But I think it's going to be some time when you look at the number of vehicles that are on the road and how long that's going to take. But we're all for that transition. And so what we're building into our strategy short term around what we know we can generate revenue and earnings from today, and then look at technologies that we know are going to come to the market in the near future. And so we're looking at one now that is going to be the competitor to Highwind. I would love for us to partner up with this particular company because they've already got a bunch of patents filed. It is around offshore wind. It's a very talented team that are deploying several energy generating technologies, and that includes tidal and wave technology on one platform along with the wind turbine. So there are things that we're looking at in the renewable sustainable sector. And of course, sustainable doesn't just mean renewable energy. It also is wrapped around sustainable services as well. A big move in our industry is around how do we become more sustainable as we produce these legacy assets, oil and natural gas. And I think we're becoming smarter. I think we're becoming more efficient, and these particular services are economic today, which is fantastic. So we see the writing on the wall with where we're going to be able to source our water from and how we clean water and reuse water. And we want a piece of that sector because it's high growth.
And that is the last word you said, just high growth. I know for our listeners, that's what they want. Everybody wants high growth. Everybody wants high returns. I mean, that certainly is music into the ears of the listeners. I know that. And that's really the plan which we have here, what you have here with Store. It's a growth plan. It's going to be step by step. It's going to be depending, of course, as well on the cash flow we're going to raise in order for you and for your people, of course, in Store to actually acquire those different assets. And those different assets then, obviously, as they get being acquired, they will generate the different cash flow, of course, and that cash flow eventually is going to go and flow into the token, and the token will grow in price. That's the basic understanding I believe people need to get here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I can use the baseball analogy, if people follow American baseball at all, I'm not a big baseball. And we're not sitting at the plate with our eyes closed, swinging as hard as we can to try to hit the ball, right? We're trying to make singles and doubles, and we will do that. So we're building that foundation first, a very solid foundation, assets that I can show you the reserve reports from petroleum engineers that are bankable reserve reports that have, we're buying them with over 20% internal rate of return. So that's acquiring an asset. I think we can increase that through increasing our development and our accelerating development in the particular field. Another midstream asset we're looking at, I think we're looking at currently around a 40% rate of return or return on investment. And so the things that we're looking at are foundational and fairly low risk, but at the same time, will generate pretty decent returns when you look at the market that you're comparing it to. And on top of that, and this is something I think we've talked about having another webinar about, is just around the economics and the strategy and the returns for investors and what they could potentially be, and what our strategy is to monetize that for everyone. The big monetization event will be when we can put this on the market, when we can put it on an exchange. So once we've raised the capital that we need to raise for our projects, we're going to list the token on the exchange. And when we list the token on the exchange, it's going to work very similarly to a public ICO, a stock offering.
IPO.
I'm getting the two switched up. But public, I took a company public back in 2006, 2007, and that's what we did. If you look at the industry, and you can just do some quick Google searches on price to earning ratios. So once we list, we're essentially capitalizing on the future value of the company, or the perceived value of the future value of the company. So people pay a premium for that. And so a PE ratio of 20 times, or a PE ratio of 20, or PE ratio of 40 is typical on the stock exchange, depending on the particular sector, depending on the particular company. So we hope that we can achieve those types of multiples based on our earnings. And so that's what's going to happen after we put the token on the exchange, is we're going to receive a multiple, and you're going to be able to monetize a part of or all of your equity in Store if you want to, or stay in the game for the long term and receive dividends. That's the strategy.
Well, I can tell you I'm going to stay in the game because I'm more interested in long term. Yes, multiples, it sounds, of course, great, and it's going to be really amazing for people who have interest, like straight away into the multiples, because this is what's going to generate, with a company like this. But of course, I'm interested. That's why I invested back then into the energy fund. I believe Bill as well, who's coming on board in a second, because we wanted to have a long term reward, passive income. Everybody loves passive income. You sleep and in the morning you wake up and you're a little bit more wealthier. I believe that everybody wants, and those are these assets, of course, you're looking at. And one of those assets, of course, the ones we went there, some people asking me, well, why does anybody in the world would want to sell an asset like that? And then my explanation, correct me if I'm wrong, is always, well, there's always deals. Sometimes a family situation changes. Sometimes you want to have just a cash flow because you want to cash somebody out. So why do you sometimes sell a great real estate, which we shouldn't really sell? So, there's always opportunities there. So those are the questions some people have. Why would we, looking at this particular field there, which is in the white paper, why would actually somebody in the world sell that? So maybe you want to just comment a little bit on that before I go into the relationship with Utopian Global, where I want to have Bill on board for a second.
Yeah, no, I'll answer that question real quick. Why would somebody want to sell a producing asset? Like you say, everyone's got their own sort of personal reasons. The two individuals that are selling their interest has been in the project since 2000 and I think 2003 or 2004. They've been in the project a long time. They've made a lot of money on the asset. They're getting up in age. They're in their 80s, and they're thinking about their estate and how they want to monetize that. The market is pretty buoyant at the moment, meaning it's a good market to sell. It's not, we're not on a low, we're not on a high. So it's been fairly stable, relatively stable. And, they've made good money. And, maybe it's time for them on. Other people make the decision because maybe they have another cash. Yeah.
Money certainly talks. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for, of course, all those answers. And of course, Utopian Global, the company, basically is the marketing arm, and so to speak, for actually stores. So what actually is being done is right now through Utopian Global, actually there's an exclusive token sale happening, and this is going to be a limited time to that, a very limited time, in fact, for the most discounted price ever, and that is available right now. That is open right now, but it's very, very limited, where you can have access to those store tokens at something like 75% a discount price. So first movers certainly should take an advantage, because when you just listen to Ryan a little bit and listen to the people behind, and you may have sneak a few through the white paper, you will see, wow, that's a very solid project. And so right now, of course, you can own the store tokens, either becoming a customer or an affiliate. And of course, this 1.2 billion token, which eventually will be released, that will be released in stages. Not all will be released right now. Then, of course, what store is doing, buys those different assets as cash comes in. Those assets are producing, and those revenues and those profits are going to be paid back onto the token holders. So actually, pretty simple concept when you think of, that is why, of course, there's an urgency. There's an urgency always. An urgency is to, of course, Ryan with his company. He wants to get ASAP as many assets acquired as possible. Why? Well, because as quicker he can accumulate these assets, as quicker they start producing for you. It's just a no-brainer. And so this is where, of course, we, the Utopian Global, basically network arm, is actually very important, because as quicker we spread out the message, as more successful the whole project is going to be. And so I'm going to just give you quickly of a short background of Utopian Global, where we actually come from. So the history is actually since 2008, and Bill is here. So I want to have Bill, the CEO of Utopian Global, but also founder of STORE, just having a few words, because I actually have here a little bit of some pictures when we first started off. That's a long time ago now, in 2008. Really, the reason for that was, and it was really built on the Joseph Wealth System principle, on the Joseph, who told Pharaoh that 7 healthy cows represented 7 years of harvest, and the 7 then gaunt cows represented 7 years of famine. And so through the savings, so basically that in great times, you got to actually put things aside in order then, of course, in the worst times, which of course we all know, the economy is struggling, everybody is complaining all throughout the world. So we are basically in this time right now, which is a little bit tough. People are making it a little bit tough, and especially, of course, we have all our friends from Brexit on the call here. So they are very much in a fear what's going on. And so we have, of course, started that company, or Bill has started this company, because if he wanted to bring tangible ownership of precious metals from as little as $25 into the hands of everybody. Why? Precious metals, because precious metals is the best safe haven against, of course, inflation. So, Bill, so I just have a little bit of a story here on you. Maybe you want to just comment a few words on the purpose. Why did you start Utopian Global?
Oh, hi, Gladys. Sure. Would you mind going back to the last photo, the last image slide, if you don't mind?
Sure.
So that primarily tells the story. Well, primarily, you know, back in 2006, I was about to make a change in my life, a major change of direction in my life, and I had 2 choices: primarily go back to Australia and get back into hotels. My industry is actually hotels. I owned 4 hotels over 20 years, starting in 1986. In 2003, I met Philip Judge in Zurich, and from there, I wanted to invest. He introduced me to the energy fund, of course, which Ryan was engaged with at that particular time. And it was a major investment, and I actually put $1 million. It was my first major investment outside of hotels into any share or energy fund. And you mentioned before, you know, Utopian store was high risk, but not really when you look at the assets. And when I analyzed the assets back then, I realized I was looking at real tangible assets, something that was really there. Okay, so that's really what got me into that energy fund back then, because it was income producing, good income producing, just what we're doing now with store. But primarily the whole concept of Joseph Wealth Systems was, I come from a humble beginning, grew up on born in Melbourne, Australia, grew up on a dairy farm. So the whole idea of being able to be involved, I managed to have success in my life and to be able to build a platform to be able to share other people the concept of building wealth, sustainable wealth in real assets, and understanding the monetary system through gold and silver, which I never understood. It's something that my mentor and good friend Philip Judge actually did teach me and continues to teach me, was really the changing point. So in 2006, I received a phone call from Philip Judge. I was in Frankfurt at the time. And from there, the whole idea started. In 2008, we launched, and as you can see there in that picture at the bottom there, you actually have Bob Proctor from the movie The Secrets in the middle with the grey hair. Now, that picture was done today. I'll be alongside Bob. We both have grey hair. But that's some time ago, of course. And Bob came out to our office in Panama a number of times. And we certainly visited, as you do, Claudia, we visited Bob's office in Toronto several times. So what we have now, of course, we have long-term relationships. And what's really exciting, when I listened to Ryan speak, you know, just like I listened to him speak back in 2004, the level of knowledge, the team that you're investing in is really the most important thing. What triggered me to buy into that energy fund? Was it the waving of the carrot in front of me that was the high return? Or was it other things? Actually, it was a combination of both. Obviously, it's always the high monetary return interests you. But what really allowed me to pull the trigger on that large investment back then was the team. The experience of the team, the integrity of the team, and they took me across the sites. And they gave me a history of the sites, you know, and they also gave me the idea of the projections, what the reserves were for the future. And this is what we're doing now. So, and Ryan, if you were to ask Ryan, what is the risk of some of these investments? There's risk with everything, but you know what? The risk compared to the dot-com boom, the risk compared to the, let's say, the ICO boom of 2017, this is very low risk because there's real assets, which are generating real income, and the proven reserves are there for the next 20, 25 years. And these are products which are going to be under continued demand. So this is what excites me about this. Now, you're showing gold and silver there now. Yes, I'm a licensed precious metal trader. Well, the whole idea of Joseph Walsterson started with the concept of allowing people around the world, from regardless of where you are, what your financial situation, what your education is, you had the ability to be able to save in real tangible wealth, being gold and silver. Now, I never understood gold and silver. This is something I had to learn, of course. I understand it is money. It's inflation proof. So we still provide that today. Excuse me. We also have the education programs, which have not been transitioned yet over to the Utopian Global, but people who have come from Swiss Gold Global know that we have a whole education program there, because really your level of success or your level of your well-being and your wealth is really determined upon your level of your inner ability, your inner understanding, your IQ, your connections to your network, financial network in one sense. I'm talking about people. Here you are, through Utopian, you're bridging the gap directly to the CEO of store. You're bridging the gap directly to real tangible assets. That's what the wealthy do. That's what you're able to do here with Utopian. You don't have to go through different brokers and all these different things, and there's no connection to the asset. You're having direct access primarily to the team of these managing these assets. So this is the really unique thing, and this is what blockchain technology makes it, and the integrity of the blockchain, of course, makes it available. By owning the tokens, you're owning ownership, you're taking a stake of ownership in assets, and these assets are generating income. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. But for our affiliates, of course, you can have much more than that. You can compound your store by compounding your income, by, of course, promoting our products and services. You earn fast-track commissions, very, very good commissions. You can convert those commissions directly back into your e-wallet, and you can buy store tokens to therefore buy a real asset, of course, that's going to keep paying out for many years into the future. So we're not one of those theoretical, conceptual idea token coins out there. This is something that's backed by real tangible assets and income producing. So that's why I love this so much.
Well, thank you so much, Bill. And yes, I mean, you're absolutely right there. And this is, you know, the purpose I was basically getting involved back then was because I didn't have the education, first and foremost, what those wealthy people had. And I didn't have access to actually the money I was earning to protect that against confiscation through inflation, obviously. So gold and silver was very much there. And then, of course, even before that, I invested into that fund, energy fund. Why? Because I wanted to have a return better than any bank rate would give me. So absolutely, and that's what we have here for you. So for you, if you are outside the United States, because we can't, of course, sell it in the United States, the store token, you can get your gold, silver, no problem, not the store token. But for everybody else, we have those different entry packages to become an affiliate. You can just become a customer, buy anything you wish to buy. But as an affiliate, you come on board from 99 euros up to 3,500 with those packages. You can buy much more. Obviously, there's no limit. But there is a time frame right now. So a time frame meaning we have a very discounted price because we are just launching it. So we are still on a soft application. Soft application means for future tokens. So the tokens is not yet live, meaning it's not yet live on the blockchain. It's going to be in a few weeks live on the blockchain. So right now, if you're looking and finding and looking for entering your Ethereum wallet, basically, it's not yet there, but you don't need to worry about it because it's still on the soft application. Because we are in a pre-launch for the store token. But again, in a few weeks, you're going to get an update on that as well. But at the moment, so when you come on board and you actually make the little effort to get membership package and above, you're going to get even a further discount than the basic or the basic package plus. So you're going to get actually inside already the tokens, another 25% more tokens instead of course, those two packages. But this is only very limited time frame until end of February. Then what's happening is for the same amount of what you pay, you're going to get less store tokens. So right now it's on a 75% discounted, and this will change. So that means for you, well, to wait longer is not really a wise decision because you're going to pay more for your store tokens. So right now is the best time to enter. And again, it's a limited time. Now, for our United States people, of course, which are there, which we have a large team all over the United States. So we have people there who are buying with us since ages, gold or silver. I mean, I'm talking like 11 years. And of course, for them, unfortunately, as of the SEC rules, a store will not be available there, but you can still have an access the business. You can build the business. You can build a business also outside the US, and you have basically the store token replaced in your packages with gold and silver. But remember, when you become an affiliate, in affiliation and in comparison to a customer. So the affiliate is getting way more. So it's getting much more. You're getting a Utopian global ecosystem. You can buy your gold or silver wholesale. You have your precious metals buyback. There's no fees. You have your free storage. You have your physical delivery if you deliver into the country. And you have your daily referral income you can do. So you have this whole platform of generating income, and of course a customer doesn't have that. A customer is interested either in buying gold or silver or store token. Now, our affiliate plan, of course, is designed to create the lifestyle of your dreams, most definitely. And in that affiliate plan, so once you purchased your package, the next month you have a €50 monthly fee. And I call that fee more like a savings program in one sense, because every time you pay the €50, if you're in the United States, you're getting more gold or silver, of course, which is what? It's a hedge against inflation. And your dollar is anyway gonna over time buy less and less. So if you have gold or silver, you basically protect yourself against that. But outside the United States, well, you're gonna accumulate more store. But there's a catch. Okay, so there's a catch. And the catch is obviously, if you right now go in and buy your membership upfront, meaning you can do that for 6 months upfront, 8 months, 1 year upfront, you can buy it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years upfront. So if you were to do that, well, of course, what's going to happen is you will get the most tokens because we are in this pre-sale. If you wait and let's say you don't do it and you pay then in March and April and May your membership if you want to do the business, well, it's still great, but of course you're going to get lesser tokens because the price will have changed by then. And so right now, you're getting the best discount ever because you're going to get your token at 25 cents. Remember, we want to launch at €1. So basically, that is a discount of 75%. You're going to get it right now. So I really encourage you, if you decide to do the business, okay? If you decide to do the business, you want to do the business well, make this little effort and get your fee subscription for or your savings plan, basically pay it upfront, and it is just way better. Now, there's 8 ways to get paid, obviously. There's the fast start bonus, the unilevel bonus, the enroller bonus, gold leadership, and so on. And I'm not going to touch on all these ways at the moment. So what I'm going to touch is just quickly on the different packages. So the basic plus, up to the all-star, what are they going to pay? Well, they're going to pay out a fast track bonus, as you see, from €30 ranging up to 1,155. That means fast start, it's fast in your back office. It's actually instantly paid there. Then we have the unilevel bonus. The unilevel bonus, well, this pays then after the month. So next month, you're going to get paid on the prior month's of unilevel bonus. So because the unilevel runs from the first of the month till the last of the month, then the company calculates, of course, the bonus, and then they pay out the unilevel. So that's another great value. So the total, when you see, you just bring somebody in with a €99 package, you're actually making €43.50. You bring somebody with 170, you're already earning €80. You bring somebody with a 390, you're already earning €164. So all that, what you could do is you could compound and you could just buy more store tokens, buy more gold or silver, or just, of course, have it paid out in cash and you use it, whatever you want to spend it for. What I'm doing is, of course, I'm compounding because I want to have more and more store available. Why? Well, because, again, it's going to be paying me eventually rewards every 3 months. So as you see, the different ranks, so we have affiliate bronze, bronze elite, silver, silver elite, gold, and higher ranks here. And the way they pay is they pay in levels. That means if you're an affiliate, you just joined. So if you had somebody joining you as an affiliate, your first level or your second level, well, you're going to make from their 50 euro monthly, or from all the customers, you're going to make in your first level 14%. So let's say you have a customer joining, he pays 50 euro. In your first level, you get 14% of that 50 euro. On your second, again, 14% of that 50 euro. If you are bronze, bronze means you have 2 people personally enrolled in 2 different legs. You're going to make 14% in your first, 14 in your second, and 3% in your third level. Then you move up the rank, you become a bronze. Bronze means you have 3 people enrolled personally in different legs or lines, you can call it like that, and 1 is a bronze, so 1 has 2 people enrolled. And you have a volume of 250. So basically, you're going to get paid now 14% first, 14 second, free in your fourth level. So that opens you up. And then we have the next rank, which is, of course, the silver. But there is another way how to unlock those bonuses straight away. And that is if you were to purchase the 1,500 euro pack. If you buy the 1,500 euro pack straight away, it straight away unlocks you without you having to achieve that position up to 5 level. Then, of course, we have the silver elite, and then we have the gold. The gold, the same deal. You have one package, it's called the all-star package, 3,500, that unlocks you straight away without having to achieve that rank 7 levels. Of course, you're only going to get paid those levels if you actually have people down below in these levels built in your organization. Now, the next is just a little bit of an overview on how that could look like. So that structure, how it could look like in the compensation plan. Let's say you have 5 people paying their 50 euro monthly. Well, you're going to make 35 euros. But if those 5 people, they also shared it with other people, now you have more people in your team, you're going to get paid your second level. Well, that would be actually here with 25, 175 on top, which is together 210, and so on. I guess you get the picture what could be potentially happening. And of course, we have the other bonus, which is the gold leadership bonus, adding another 2% of your monthly income. Remember, that's a monthly income. And we have, of course, the global bonus pool for the big achievers. So you have to be one of the top 3 positions. Then you're going to participate in the shared pool of the 1% of the total company revenue, which, of course, is an amazing bonus as well here. And that's basically it. We have another bonus added every time you sell gold or silver through the network, through your direct people. You make 1% on the purchase of those people on gold or silver. So that's 1%, which is going to get paid daily. So again, just an overview about the packages. You see, sorry, I went too fast with the slide. On the packages, as an affiliate, you can come in with 99 up to 3,500 euros. The bonus tokens are already included in there. You have a 50 euro renewal plan. If you join either with the Pro package or All-Star package, the Pro unlocks you straight away to 5 levels being paid down in your organization on the uni level. The All-Star unlocks you to 7 levels. And from the member package, you're going to get that extra 25% discount in it, meaning you get more tokens. As you see here, you get way more tokens. There's not much of a euro, basically increase from 170 to 390, yet you get way more tokens in this amazing discount where we are in the 75% discount rate. And again, this is going to change very, very soon. End of February, we will have a increase, meaning the token is going increase in value. So you have to then pay the token for a higher price than you can pay it now. That's basically it. Again, thank you so much for joining. If you have been referred by somebody to this webinar. And well, I would like to ask you to go back to that person, contact that person that invited you to this presentation, go back to them with questions, if you have questions, and get them answered. If they can't answer, well, they know certainly somebody to connect to who can answer this question, or send an email to support@utopianglobal.com. Understand, as a disclaimer, so you must understand that, of course, we don't know how good you are in business, how good you're promoting if you join Utopian Global. So there's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas displayed. And the materials are also not to be interpreted as a promise and a guarantee of earnings and perpetuating this is a financial advice. And understand that, of course, it's not a financial instrument and we are not financial advisors. Understand that Store token is not licensed in the United States. You cannot purchase it in the United States. Therefore, you cannot get involved into Store, buying Store in the United States. And that's it. Basically, thank you so much, guys. I know we have questions, which are going to go quickly over them. So, okay, we are here in the States. We'll get early advantage when we are approved, correct? Well, right now, we are not approved, Reggie, so we still have to wait for that. And Angelica is asking, what wallet must we have? What is the store address? Angelica, this is going to be a few weeks ahead. You're currently in a soft agreement, so we don't have yet that in place. So this is going to come. You will get an email, you get video instructions and everything, how to do that. And Sandy, no, store is not available in the US. And the updates on the Bitcoin mining contracts. So this is going to be interfaced by next week into Utopian Global. And Tarek, hi Tarek, when could we see our store token? What are you asking in the dashboards? Well, you can actually see it now. So you see it now, but you probably refer to on the blockchain, meaning onto your wallet. So this is going to be in a few weeks from now. So you're going to be patient for that. Yes, on the credit card approval. So this is going to come. It's probably a few days ahead. I don't know, Bill, if you have a comment to that. Reggie obviously is asking the credit card. We know we are working on it and it's going to be a few days more, correct?
Yeah, hi, Reggie. Yes, it's close. We thought it would have been a week ago, actually, but we have had a response from the credit card company. So we believe it's very, very close. So our aim is to get it done this week. The challenge is, of course, we go back and forth and we have to wait time for responses, and it takes longer than anticipated, but we're very close to getting that, Reg. So there will be a credit card available for memberships purchase, which includes, of course, the store token, or it actually includes precious metals if you're in the US.
Thank you so much, Bill. That's great to hear that. Well, with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this presentation. Thank you all your YouTubers and Facebook Lives, which are also joined us from all around the world. So thank you for all the listeners here, and I see you on next presentation. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, see you. Have success. Have fun. Again, understand we are really here to help you, to provide the best service as we can to all of you. Thank you so much and goodbye.